Talk.
All right, Tint Talk here. Like and subscribe. I'm back with another one, of course. So we're gonna do a speed run on this 2018 GMC Sierra plus the Windshield. So yeah, I like to do trucks. I don't mind them. They're fun cars. The only thing about trucks, they just got big windows. But besides that, it's just a whole lot of window. Don't be intimidated by it. We can do a speed run still. Of course, if we have the keys in the ignition, because you know we couldn't do a speed run video without that. And I don't know if you can hear this on the camera, but there's a saw running in the background that somebody's doing, but it's all good. So we're good. Yeah. GMC Sierras. I was doing a little bit of research last night because I heard they were coming out with these EV Chargers and EV Camaros and EV Scat Packs, or whatever you want to call them, Challengers and Scat Packs. They were all coming out with, and you know, I'm like, man, I wonder what the horsepower is going to be on those type of cars, because it's kind of funny if you look at the Teslas. They got what was it, 450 or 540 horsepower. So man, like what will like a EV Scat Pack have? I guess it'll be maybe like a, I don't know, something like a Tesla Model S. That's what I'm guessing. But the amount of money that's gonna cost is gonna be super high though, so that's my guess. But either way you put it, I mean, man, with like 500 horses on the road, man, I figure like a Model 3 is good for me. Actually, I mean, any like, well, I don't know, you got the Ford EV cars also and those type of things. Those are cool too, but man, we're gonna see what happens if you got those guys that love those engines try to convert over to not having an engine anymore. So that's gonna be interesting to see. I think it's going to bring a lot of newer kind of fan base in, possibly, but I don't know. Who knows? Anything can happen, right? I usually use a bigger squeegee on these ones, but hey, I didn't feel like grabbing the big squeegee. I'll leave that one for the Windshield. Only because there's just so much moisture in the bigger windows. Why is this so tight down there? Jesus Christ. I'm trying my best not to crease this up and ruin my speed run, but yeah. Sometimes, there he goes. It popped in. Huh. Whatever that was about, huh? Yeah, so I squeegee down. I don't squeegee to the sides because I know some people in my other videos, they comment about like, how do you keep the contamination out of the seals? I just squeegee down because if I squeegee to the sides, I feel like it's creating all types of like trash vacuums and trash possibilities where the trash is just recoiling back into the film. So that's me personally. I gotta borrow this towel because I bring a towel with me. Alright, cool. Looks good. I'll move it on. So I would do this window, but I thought I had the wrong pattern first. So that's why that window's already tinted. So I don't know, maybe you can add another, but whatever time it took me to tint that window, whatever time limit we're at now, you can add that time on, I guess. So add another 4 minutes on on the clock. Maybe I'll throw up a clock this time on the video make it more interesting or something like that. Who knows? So this back pattern, the computer gave me 2 different patterns for all the windows, but I figured I had to mix match the patterns because one of them just doesn't look like they fit with the other. So we're gonna see if this one's correct first. If not, we're gonna move it to the other one. So dealing with these, I try not to really wet the actual glass on back windows just because there's so much drip and contamination you can get from anywhere on these back truck windows all the time. So I try not to. Oh yeah, okay, this one fits. It just has to be pressed a little bit, but it fits. Cool. That's awesome. So the reason why this back driver roll-up is already tinted is because I thought I printed out the wrong car because it was a cutoff year. It was 1811, and luckily it wasn't the new body style, so luckily for me, I get lucky. But I wonder, like, when they bought the car, did they advertise it as a 2019? Like, I don't know. Like, how does that part go? I guess I can do this center window also. So I use the scrubbies on these back windows on trucks all the time. Anytime I'm messing with defroster lines, I'll just scrub it. I'm not gonna play these games where you're gonna play contamination games and all that. I'm not doing that. It's too much possibilities for dirt buildup and everything. So sorry about that. I had to sneeze. Alright. Boom. That locks in. Like right there. And I can go down. No. I can keep it right there. Okay, cool. No gappy. And I'm cool on the head. Bong, bong, bong. Might actually turn on the car all the way or just close that front driver so I don't have to have bong bongs going off all day. Yeah, it's just let's see. Alright, cool. So I'll move over. So I guess I can close this door. I don't want to hear that. And that's how you stop those sounds. Oh yeah. We're gonna go down to Electric Avenue and we'll take you higher. I wonder if you get like certain videos where you get demonetized because you sing on it or something. That'd be hilarious. Like, hey, you sang these lyrics. Don't do that again. Ooh, almost dropped my spray. This camera a little bit more. So when I'm releasing the liner, if I ever touch it, I'll always spray whatever I touch, so it won't get any little nasty little jams on it. And then I know I've already prepped everything, but even before I tint any car, regardless if I'm filming a video or not, I always prep everything before I even start to do anything. I don't ever start in the middle like that. That's just me. I don't like to be in the middle of tinting and then prepping, so that's how I feel with it. Boom, baba booey. And so if anybody, you guys are out there watching these, because I know it seems like everybody loves the speed run videos, but I'm guessing so because I think speed running while you're tinting is extremely important. A lot of people say, don't go too fast, whatever like that. But I think there's a point in tinting to where you have to be able to tint as fast as you can while being able to tint as clean as you can also without compromising your work. And whether that be maybe where you have to mess up a whole bunch of times or something like that, and have a whole bunch of retrials, I think it's completely necessary, because there are days where you're not going to expect it, or you're not going to expect cars just calling and calling and calling, and you're getting time crunched. So I always say, dealing with tint, it should always be, to me, it should always be about speed, unless you're one of those dudes who you're like, all right, I'm taking one car at a time. What the hell is that? Okay, that's the glass. So, whoa. Wow. This glass is bubbled up or something. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of chip damage in this glass. I don't know. Oh, I think I know the culprit of what happened here. Yeah, I think I see what happened. Never gonna give you up, never gonna make you smile, never gonna run around and desert you. Baba Booey. Yo, did anybody see that video where you had that chick that used to work on the Howard Stern show? She's sitting in the car with the homie who was the pay pig. Apparently, he was tipping her out. What was it, $20,000 a pop or whatever, because she was trying to get herself into streaming, doing live streams, and somebody started tipping her $20,000 a pop, and she was like, hey, who is this person? I got to meet up with this guy. She met up with the guy, started getting into a relationship with him, and solely based off of the guy paying her. But at the end of the day, I think that if you're giving anybody that kind of money, whether it may be somebody you're interested in, somebody you're not interested in, whether it's, you know, just your friend that's like, hey, I'm giving you this amount of money, and then they turn around and they start to talk to another chick and give her that, like those type of gifts, you know, $20,000 a pop, $40,000 a pop. And she gets in the car and she was like, hey, while she was with the dude, they were in the car one day and she found text messages of him and another chick, like, you know, but she didn't like that because it's kind of the way that he was talking to her. So they were in the car. Then she calls her. She was like, yeah, he doesn't like you. He was saying you're a dirty Mexican, this and that. You know, just a bunch of crazy nonsense stuff, right? And then next thing you know, she starts hitting on him in the car. And, you know, at first the hits weren't too hard. Like, he was just like, you know, he brushed it off. And then, you know, the real hit is when she slapped the mess out of him in the face. I thought that was hilarious, man. And then they start fighting in the car. He's pulling her hair, this and that. Yo, that video is just hilarious. I don't know if anybody's out there seen it or even knows what I'm talking about, but it's pretty much what happened is this, apparently the self-proclaimed billionaire pay pig was just giving this chick tons of money, and eventually she started to fall in love with I guess the appreciation of the chivalry. And pretty much what happened after that is downhill. They just started fighting and whatever. I mean, the backstory, yeah, it's okay, but the actual video where they're fighting is amazing. Just a little bit of a rambling for the day for you. Oh, I gotta grab my I'll climb over. I didn't feel like walking over. Okay. I'm gonna do that. We need a towel this time too, because even still, it just seems like, man, no matter how much you scrub these defroster lines, there's just always dirt. So after this one, ooh, you try to give me a gap, huh? It's so minute. So after this one, we will hit the windshield. The fun part, which you guys been waiting for, the part that you guys always see me sit there and struggle with these big old windshields with my tiny little arms. Oh man. First things first though, we're gonna have to take this blue, scrub it blue. This scrub it blue tool is actually legit, if anybody's wondering. Put that in there. I'll get a new sprayer, change my soap sprayer. Like I said, everything I have, I prep everything. I don't play around, dude. I'm not gonna go fill up a sprayer in the middle of tinting unless like I go through all the bottles, which if I have a very long day. So I actually I always like to add a little bit more soap on windshields, because more soap, less water. That's how I see it. And I already seen they had a sticker over here, so I'm gonna spray that. Gonna scrub it over here on this side. Actually, I guess I'll just scrub this side while I'm over here. Why not, huh? I usually don't do it like this, but this side needs a little bit more attention because of that sticker. And a lot of these new truck windshields, I don't know which one it was. Maybe it was the Toyota Tundra one, but some of these truck windshields, if you hit them with the razor, they will scratch some of these new ones. So you don't, man, be careful. I know it's not the 2018 versions, but just be careful out there. I could turn the bong off. And yeah, I can start this windshield up. Okay, so I'm gonna move this seat up. I know when they hop back in this car, their seating is gonna be all messed up, but it is necessary. Because, man, windshields, I'm not playing with. Alright, cool. Yeah, truck windshields are a little harder to do by yourself, but doable. Very doable. Oh, of course. My sprayer first fall. I didn't even know I put my sprayer right there. That was weird. Uh-oh. Okay, and I don't have my bulldozer, but for this one I don't really need it. I thought it was in here. Oh, it is in here. Because I lied, because I do need it. That's why. I'm gonna press that down. I'm not gonna deal with that. Cool. Now I can start my install. Okay. Truck windshields, if you have two people, it's better. Even if the second person is just somewhere around you or in the shop doing something else, or maybe they don't tint at all, but it still helps out when they could sit in the passenger seat and help hold the film. But it's just me. It's not the big three. Forget the big three, because it's just big me. However that saying goes, yeah. I think Drake's gonna win that beef. I'm gonna throw that in there. And I know I didn't want to talk about that too much in the video, because I was like, oh man, I know I didn't want the comment section to be all, no, you're wrong. Nah, I don't like to get too controversial. I feel like the YouTube's algorithm has treated me well, going towards as for at least keeping me. And so a lot of times people get contamination down there. It's because if you keep pulling it out and popping it back in, you can't avoid it. So I'm gonna try not to do that anymore. But you know, your buyers with the big windshields, man, it's just, hey, gotta do your best. So the secret with these windshields, if you pop everything in around around the side, and then you get the visor or the mirror popped in cool, and you boom, if you place that in cool. I'm not saying it's gonna be really easy, but it'll be a little bit easier because everything else will just kind of stick. Pull it. Oh, careful. See what I mean? Hopefully I can feel for a crease, because I did not crease that. That was cool. All right, I should spray this. I really should, but okay. So there's a little overhang, which is fine. I'll take care of it later on, or I'll possibly shift it. Let me see. If I can shift it, it's cool. If not, I'm kind of locked in. And honestly, this is placed really well. So certain points like this, I'll just overlap it and then I'll cut it later, because it's just not worth it to shift the film and end up having a bigger problem on my hands. So I'll end up cutting that later on. But for the most part, I spray it, I move the water around. If I see big bubbles, I get the big bubbles out. I don't play around with that. Huh, has like a little border lip around here. That's odd. Some aftermarket stuff, or maybe that's just how it is. I've never seen that on this windshield. Whatever. I make a cross. Boom, so it won't shift on me. And I squeegee. Ooh, I'm a little dry. Pause. Oh, ooh, careful. See, I use so little water that I damn near compromise myself. At least spraying on the outside. These bubbles are too aggressive for me. I don't like that. I'm gonna press those down. I'm gonna break these apart, because when you squeegee across it and you don't use enough water, you're gonna have a bad day. So boom. And I don't want to create fingers, but you know, this side swipe, sometimes if you just keep swiping all the way to one side, you can kind of see how I did it. You could create fingers like this. So easy finger to deal with though, because honestly it's probably maxed out also a little bit, so it's not anything, it's not life ending. Okay. Boom, got the fingers out. And we're gonna go through one more, a hard pass. Okay, I don't know where I put my whatever. Or just squeegee. So we're gonna go through a hard pass now. Down. I'm gonna come on this side or pass it. Boom. And then besides that, yo, you put it outside let it dry up. Then you can finish editing whatever you got to do. But besides that, we are all good to go. Make sure you guys always like and subscribe. And yeah, Tint Talk here. That's how you do the windshield on GMC server.